Now.
Fake arrest on the Las Vegas Strip. Now a Metro Sergeant.
Shorty, you didn't even give me time enough to see if your ass was pretty or not. We supposed to just skip by the fact that your ass just said fake arrest. I thought what happens in Vegas is supposed to stay in Vegas, man. I guess the people that snitched on this damn police officer did not know that. I think that might be one of his victims on the screen right there. I am Trailhand Bill, reporting live from South Florida. We're in Vegas, man. I've already covered this story. I don't mind rehashing it since they are recovering it. I'm thinking there's some updated news and more information on it. I did read the print article. But they're saying illegal arrest. I like her description a little better. Fake ass arrest. Let's call it what it is. They fake arrest, man. And not that they aren't illegal arrests as well. But anyway, I'm sorry for all of that. If you're new here, over here, we watch the video. The intro usually isn't this long. After the video is over, that's when I do all the damn talking. And you are free to leave if you don't want to hear that shit. But you're also welcome to stay. I'll talk long enough. It's going to be more of that on the back end, Lord willing. Let's see what they got going on still in the city that never sleeps.
Faces several charges. Thank you so much for staying with us at 4:30. I'm Ozzy Mora.
And I'm Kirsten Joyce. It's a story our 8 News Now investigators first broke. Now they've obtained evidence at the center of the case, including video. Vanessa Murphy has this story. We do want to warn you, some language in this report is of a sensitive nature.
What's up, man? What's up, brother? Hey, I'm the sergeant, idiot.
Kevin Menon pushing a Metro police officer. Prosecutors say it's not just one of his own he targeted. They have a series of videos where Menon appears to create fake scenarios so citizens could be targeted and taken into custody without probable cause. That's a violation of rights. The incidents in April and May as Menon led a specialized group on the Las Vegas Strip.
What am I going to do?
You can see and hear the shock.
Y'all do this to white people? Yeah. I do it to everybody, bro.
The majority of individuals identified in the criminal case against Menon are black men, stopped and searched in public, according to prosecutors, after Menon manufactured a reason like this. Officers later testified they saw this man with a knife larger than what's allowed on the strip. As they walk toward him, Menon, dressed in plain clothes, bumps into him and stares him down.
Seems like you want to fight someone with.
He remains calm, cooperative, and confused.
He bumped into me, and then you guys were right behind me, literally.
I didn't see.
It was a setup.
At the Cosmopolitan, 4 men appear to be randomly detained.
It's a crime to loiter by a restroom and say, hold on, and insinuate sexual acts.
To who? I just got here.
I don't think so. I think you were standing by a restroom and you said, suck my.
Officers later testified they never heard the men make those comments. They were just following Menon's orders.
Don't worry, you'll be out in like 6 hours.
Here, uniformed officers pretend to arrest Menon. The undercover sergeant then pretends to know this man who was simply sitting at the Cromwell Sportsbook.
What I do, man?
Also at the Cromwell, prosecutors say Menon tries to hand these 2 men fraudulent bills. They never accept anything from him, but officers stop and search them. One of the men demands to speak with a supervisor. They're released. Menon later returns dressed in a Metro jacket. A few months later, he's put in handcuffs, facing felony charges for abusing his power and trying to cover it up. Menon remains out of custody on bond. He's expected to be back here in court on October 23rd. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
At this point, no other officer has been charged. Menon is on unpaid administrative leave with suspension of police powers, according to Metro.
We're going to go ahead and get this media outlet out of here early. They get a D minus. She said something that, you know what I mean, it really made me want to jump through the screen, so I ain't going to worry about it. The video is over, if that's all you wanted to see. That would be nothing but me narrating from now on, you know, what my opinions and thoughts were while watching it. Number one, I thought this lady right here on the left in the brown or purple or whatever the dark color is was a guy the first time I seen. Like in the intro when I said, hold on, you didn't even give me time enough to see if you're pretty enough for me to have a crush on you. I do not have a crush on either one of you. The dark color attire wearing lady, she kind of didn't. I don't know which one of you were narrating the damn story, so I can't say what I was going to say about her not doing a horrible job. But one of you, whoever was narrating, said something that minimized the story way too much for me. I watched this video, man. I'm not gonna even dive into the obvious on this one, man. I mean, it's crazy that I did not plan it, but if you rewind, you'll see when I said I'm not gonna dive into the obvious. He asked a particular question on the screen. Do you do this to white people too? What is? Because, you know, when I watch videos like this, I think of the people, and I know it probably comes off like I'm taking shots at them. No, I'm really inviting a conversation here. Just like sometimes I'll say to the Back the Blue crowd, like, I'm inviting to come. I need y'all to help us understand this. I'm inviting the conversation when we see scenarios like this, and I speak about it, and I say to those who are always saying, well, hey, this is what the law says. You need to know the law, and you need to tell people the laws. What do you say to situations like this? Because the very, very laws that they took oaths to uphold, to prevent and protect, and prevent, they're out there breaking to terrorize American citizens. So, like, them laws are not helping them. I mean, helping them not be who they are. Them laws are actually aiding and abetting them being the domestic terrorists they are. So I'm very curious what the people who say, hey, man, just, you know, because I tell you guys often I'm watching a YSL trial. I damn near want to put a screenshot in here. For some reason, I'm thinking I mentioned this in one of the previous videos, but one of the lawyers that I've grown very fond of, I always post clips on my other platform from that trial. That's how my platform is even growing over there mostly. But one of the lawyers, man, and I've interacted with, he when I say I interacted with him on Twitter, I think I did something special. And maybe I'll tell you guys why, but he's like that. He's very social. He's a very good attorney too, by all intents and purposes. Praise God. But anyway, he's backed down a little bit in certain interactions online. And then this weekend, maybe it was Friday, he posted on his Twitter, and I'm going to paraphrase it here. Hey guys, stop giving the state and the judge so much hell for the horrible job they're doing in this case. It's making it harder on our clients, right? And if you're watching a YSL trial, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you're not, all you have to do is just flip through any interaction with police out here brutalizing and terrorizing the American public, and then allowing them, you know, investigating themselves and saying they ain't do a damn thing and going home with paid vacations. And that's exactly what's going on up there in the YSL trial. We literally just watched this Friday, them send a witness to jail because he wouldn't get on the stand and say what the state wanted him to say to help bolster their case. And then when the judge sentenced him to 5 years in prison, she said, hey, you got to take the judicial process seriously and not play with, you know what I mean, the court and its rulings. And literally everybody, Twitter blew up because we was like, bitch, out of all the things you could have said, that is the one thing you should have not said, because we literally watch you in the state do this every day. What am I talking about when I say all of this, man? His response to all of this, because he's literally a part of it, was to tell us, hey, we have to kowtow to them so their emotions don't become part of this judicial process, when in actuality, their emotions should never be a consideration in this judicial process. So how in the hell did they rise to the level where they determine what goes on here and how we actually defend our clients and interact outside of this case in the American public as free American humans? How do we get there? And that's what a lot of us said to his comment. While we understand why you're saying that, it's actually part of the problem. You're telling us to continue to allow them to manipulate and pervert American justice based on how they are feeling emotionally, when we all know it is not written anywhere in the tenets of American justice that it should be precluded and dependent upon. I shouldn't have said precluded. It should be dependent upon how they feeling about any damn thing. So us being silent is actually contributing to the problem, and the same thing for you guys. But y'all are there now, so you have to navigate that how you will. I'm belaboring a point too damn much here. Ain't nobody shutting up, bro, while y'all out here doing all this bullshit to us. And that's what y'all want us to do? Y'all want us to power down? Y'all want all of us to be like these gentlemen who y'all accosted and terrorized? You want us to be shocked and surprised and just ask you why we've been arrested, why you kidnap us illegally? And then we wait and see what your partners may or may not do about it later if there's enough evidence when you finally do it to one of your own. And now they got to deal with it. The last time they didn't have these videos when I covered this story, guys. That's what makes this one come more alive. Remember, I didn't know that in the intro. I didn't know what we were getting into. If you're a regular here, you know that. But yeah, they didn't have these videos. They just talked about these instances. They did mention how the officers, something they didn't mention here, the officers were scared. The ones who acted on their behalf, oh, you know I got to talk about that lady in that bathroom shit. But the ones who acted on his behalf, they were scared that he was going to say something about them. I mean, literally, that's what they said. They wrote this, like when they were interviewed and investigated about the situation, that was one of the things they wrote on the paper, that they went out here and terrorized these Americans because they were scared that he was going to say something about them to their other command staff and peers, and they didn't want to be talked about. I'm not making this up. I'm not being hyperbolic here. I'm not exaggerating for shock value. That's what they wrote when they were interviewed about this situation. Them grown ass people. They didn't mention that here. They mentioned it in the last video, in the last story when we covered this. So the lady says it is illegal. It's funny, but it's also terrifying and very, very concerning, man. I use the word that this media person used. I'm going to give it its proper context, though. That these people treat us like this. This bitch literally kidnapped them in a public mall while she made up a lie about why she was doing it. And there was literally nothing. See how I was about to tell that lie? The end of that sentence was going to be that they could do to stop it. That's a full-on lie. We're going to get to that, though. Lord willing. It is illegal to loiter by bathrooms and pause, because the dumb blunt it don't process fast enough. It's not computing fast enough. And make sexually pause. Dumb blunt processing, y'all. She buffering like a motherfucker. Explicit, illicit, omissive, permissive, decisive. We're going to make some shit up. If she making up, why can't we? Comments. It all came together for her. And then she must run. I mean, it just went into overdrive then, because the pause wasn't as extensive. I think you said, go over there. Well, you just said it too. So what the fuck? And you said it while you patting me down. Can I take a warrant out on your ass? I mean, once again, guys, it is very humorous. It's laughable, but it's also terroristic, and it's frightening and concerning in the sense that, family, in the last video, I don't know if it's one of these videos you guys are going to get first, but the cop was like, they beat a man ass and acted like him protecting himself and shielding his head and stuff while he was beating his ass was him attacking them. And their explanation to the American public was, we're trained to interact civilly with the and properly with the American public, but we also trained to defend ourselves when we're being attacked by someone who is intent on attacking us. They literally, it's on video camera, they attacked the dude and all he was doing was kind of covering up while he was beating his ass. And they said that's why they said. So I highlighted, like, they talk about the intent to defend when attacked. Y'all literally out here kidnapping people, family. There's nothing minimal about that. That's why I said I'm going to fail this news agency. And y'all finally arrested this dude and nothing yet on the charge. Nothing yet on the charges against any other officers. We know there will probably be no charges. There probably ain't no disciplinary action against them. Y'all watch that lady make that shit up on that camera. And now we need to know, like, is it really like illegal to stand close to a bathroom in a mall and exercise your First Amendment? I mean, that is kind of the America that you guys have, formulated for men. That is, that's the one we live in. Hell, we can't even do a damn thing. We can't even damn near be heterosexual no more. So it's not, a far-reaching thought that could be possible up there in Las Vegas. But I'm going to be honest with you, I think that was some bullshit. And I think watching you tell that lie on camera while you fake arrested those dudes should have been enough to get your ass, if not any of the other officers who we didn't see on body camera, arrested immediately along with this lead coward, man. There's so much more I could say about this story, guys, but I'm going to tell you the truth, man. We're all Negroes now. If you haven't been here long enough to know what I mean when I say that, man, I don't have the time to explain it or the energy, because this sapped a lot of it from me in this video. But we're all Negroes now. Definitely we are. They don't give a damn about us. And it shouldn't be so, man. And no one should have to live in fear that not only are they falsely arresting us because they're inputting and receiving the wrong information in their systems, but also because they're literally out here hunting us. In the last story, they say he was doing it for numbers. Know your rights. Teach your children their rights. Know who these cowards are anytime you interact with them. They literally may be out here hunting you, your children, your spouse, your father, your mother, someone you love. Kidnapping them. I wonder how many people are still in jail or went to jail for extended amounts of time because of this coward being out there doing that. I wonder if that man would have pulled out his knife and defended himself when that coward did that. Y'all be good.
Menon led a specialized group on the Las Vegas Strip.
When am I going to jail?
You can see and hear the shock.
Y'all do this to white people? Yeah. I do to everybody, bro.
The majority of individuals identified in the criminal case against Menon are black.
So you gotta appreciate when cops are willing to tell the truth. I don't discriminate. We all Negroes now. I just be puzzled why we so selective about dealing with obvious facts. Like it's very obvious that they do it to everybody now, like you just said. It's also very obvious that they do it to some people more still. And for some reason, that's still a part of the conversation we don't want to have. How should I feel about that? Being so closely tied to those some people.